All right, so the last thing that we're going to talk about with domain and range is actually finding domain and range looking at graphs. Because it's very important to know how to do that. And as a reminder here, don't forget domain are your x values or your input, whatever you put into the function. But just like in a graph here, we know our x values look at your x axis. So that means we're looking at this line right here. Oops, sorry, this black line right here going across, horizontal line. That's your x-axis. So that means when it comes to when it comes to your numbers here, when we talk about our domain, we're taking a look at these numbers here that cross the x-axis, are on the x-axis. So whenever we look at it, we're going to go from left to right to find our domain. Go from left to right. You're looking to see where the graph exists and where the graph doesn't exist. So from left to right, that's where you're going to look for. For your range, when it comes to the graph, again, you know that's considered your y values or your output. And we know our y-axis is right here, going from the bottom up, going from negative numbers all the way up to the positive numbers. So when we look at our range, we're looking at the y-axis here. What does it look like on the y-axis, or where on the y-axis? So here we're going to go from the bottom of the graph to the top of the graph to find the range. So domain again goes from left to right, so it goes this direction here. And range goes from bottom of the graph to the top of the graph. And so when we get to example 3, we're going to have graphs itself, and we're going to find our domain and range of those graphs looking from left to right to see where the graph exists, where it starts and stops and all that good stuff. And then for the range, it's going from the bottom of the graph to the top of the graph. All right, so let's go to example 3.